Hello there guys, it's me Unstable Voltage and welcome to episode 20 of Civilization Beyond Earth. Things aren't going too bad now, actually got a decent amount of health going on, a decent amount of energy coming in, and yeah, I think as far as the victory conditions go, we're certainly not close, but we're closer than anybody else. Couple of other quests that we have. Build a microbial mine in Iran, that's one thing that we have to do. And found a city next to Miasma. Now, we did actually build a city up here, and it is next to Miasma, but remember, it isn't a city yet. So that quest should complete when this becomes a city. So let's go on to the next turn. Not really going to need to bother with any of these. The Markov Eclipse would be nice if we could get it for the science and the culture, not for the XP, but I'm guessing that's probably one of the ones that has already gone, so I'm not holding out too much hope for that particular wonder.
How marvelous it is.
There we go, quest completed, Solitude. So that gives us 23 towards our affinity, plus 170 science. Got some new upgrades as well. So what can we upgrade? So we can upgrade our Brawler to a Marauder. So it gives it an additional 24 melee combat strength. And we can give it plus 30% combat strength when attacking or defending in Miasma. Or we can give it basically more mobility. You never know how much Miasma is going to be around, really. But I think that is really, really strong. So we're going to go with that one. Our Needlejet gets promoted to the Locust. Gives it an extra plus 12 range combat strength and a plus 30% when air sweeping. And we can either give it a 30% against air units or plus 2 range when the unit has full health. I think that plus 2 range could be quite nice. Janali, what are you doing over here? Let's go ahead and get that... Do we want the nanopastures? No, let's get the thorium reactor up and running. And we have our new city over here. Let's start off with the old Earth relic. Might as well get some culture going, get the borders growing. Trade vessel, you're going to just start feeding straight into there and giving it food to help it grow. Another worker with nothing to do. Starting to think about sending this guy up to help with this city. It might not be a bad idea. Unit needing orders. You're fully healed now. You can just sort of sit out here and go onto alert mode. All these extra units that we got. Trade vessel. Yep, you're going to go to Bongani as well. And you're going to fortify. Good upgraded unit as well, that. On to the next turn. We've completed an expedition. That gives us quite a lot of culture. 364 culture. That was quite a nice boost. Okay, looks like a wonder has been built. Okay, so what do we got here? What are we going to build for you? Guess we could get the Mind Stem. We are going for the Transcendence Victory, so the more Mind Stems that we have when we build the Mind Flower, the faster it will be. What are you going to build now? Oh yeah, that was right. It was 4 turns for the Old Earth Relic, but because we've been pumping so much additional production in here, it's actually built in a lot quicker. Let's get the Vivarium going. And now I have nothing for you guys to do, really. So, you can't really sit in the city. I guess we could send you out to sea. Send you out exploring. We might find something. We do have that level 2, level 1 impurity. So aliens won't attack our explorer. So that does make life a little bit easier for us. So whenever you're going for one of the affinity specific victories, you end up having to build your affinity endgame wonder. And then it takes so many turns. There we go, got artificial intelligence. It takes so many turns before you actually win the game. And that is determined by a certain number of things. So the supremacy victory, for example, you have to build the emancipation gate. And then before you can win, you have to send 1,000 combat strengths worth of troops or units through that gate. But you can only send one per turn. So you have to build a lot of high combat strength units and send them through one per turn as quickly as possible to win the game. Obviously with the Harmony victory, the Transcendence victory, I think the way that one works is that you actually get the points from having all these mine stems, which is why I'm trying to build them in every city. Thabo, you've built whatever you were building. Observatory, do you have Phyrexite? Yes, you do. Let's go ahead and get that. You've got that connected up. What would be good for you next? Well, you can probably beat that other worker over here, so let's go and do that. Quest log updated, possibly, I thought I heard. That's not quest log. Perform a covert operation of 4 intrigue or higher. We're still trying to do that, we just haven't managed it yet. Build a microbial mine in Iran. But I cannot see one. Is that something I need a tech for? Let's have a look. Ah, we need synergetics for that. Which we probably should get at some point. Let's add it to the queue. How are we doing towards our victory now? Transcendence. Still need to research swarm intelligence and nanorobotics. So let's go on to the next turn. We're working on swarm intelligence, 5 turns away from that. Gives us another point in the Harmony Affinity. Got another virtue now as well, which is brilliant. So, Thabo, what are you going to build? Do you have Tundra? Not really. Is there anything here worth you building? Let's go for science, I suppose. What about you? Network would be really good. What about a lab? Let's get the lab first. We are going to need to get some of the health buildings here as well. So our health is currently on 5 actually, and if we take this one as we said we were going to, it's now put us up to 20. Well, problem solved with the health. That float stone is now connected up. So now I've got another worker to try and find a job for. On to the next turn, not a lot else we can do here. Ah, covert ops. Siphon energy if we can. Explorer, you're just going to work your way out over in this direction, and that will be the end of turn.
Torgowlia opiera się nie na potrzebach, a na sprawiedliwości.
I understand this mechanic of being able to trade favors in lieu of a resource, because the favor itself is basically a resource. It's like a sort of a virtual currency almost. The problem I've noticed is that the AI tends to only offer favors these days instead of anything else. Is that a derelict settlement? Yes, it is. We could go and explore that. If we had an explorer, which we do, because we've got one up here. So you're going to get your way down here as quick as possible. What are you going to do? Let's go over here. Don't need any more of these bio wells. So let's just go and have some farms. Trade vessel. Let's keep you going on to Janali. Worker. Ah, you've arrived. Titanium first, I suppose. Then let's go and make this a massive construction powerhouse. Okay. Don't have the option for whatever we were doing before for some reason. So let's go to this one. What was down here? I don't remember seeing anything down there. A lot of aliens around. Wonder if there's another nest down there somewhere. Surely we'd be able to see it if there was. But we should attempt to dig it up if we can. That's a lot of aliens. Bear in mind though, I can quite happily put my explorer on that tile and the aliens will leave him alone, so... Trade depot wouldn't be a bad idea up here. You are going to build a farm, because why not? You just sit tight for now. We're not going to help those guys out any. Embarked units just move so slowly on water, it's unbelievable. You are going to carry on going to Magan. Or should we go somewhere else and attempt to get a bit more science in? Because we don't really need as much internal growth now. Most of our cities are actually quite big and self-sufficient. Unit needs orders. Of course it does. Right, what are you going to do? You can't move into that tile yet. Well, skip a turn. Then we'll go and get that xenomass connected up. I just want them to move off that tile, which they have done. Assuming the aliens don't move into that tile, I'm just going to sit on it and camp it. Nah, the aliens have moved on to that tile. That should be okay though.
Decisions are not made on a single data point.
We now have a new technology. Gives us more upgrades. We can take our ranged units to Striker, make them into a Shredder. Plus 8 melee combat strength, plus 26 range strength. And we can either give them, can move after attacking, or give them increased movement. I think increased movement is probably going to be slightly better for them. And our Xenoswarm we can make into an evolved Xenoswarm. Now if we had 2 points in Purity, or 2 points in Supremacy, we could make them into the True Xenoswarm or the Prime Xenoswarm. They all have the same stats, but the difference is you get some different perks to choose from. So they all have the option of this 20% hit point damage to adjacent units on death. So basically when the unit dies it does like a little AoE explosion and damages anything next to it for 20 hit points. Or the Evolved Xenoswarm gets plus 40% when attacking or defending in Miasma. The True Xenoswarm gets plus 30% when attacking. And the Prime Xenoswarm gets plus 20% when next to a friendly unit. So there is some variations between them. Definitely think we're going to go for the 40%. Bagani, what are we going to do here? Still got good health. Let's even get some science. Let's get that Cyto nursery done. That's quite a good building. Oh, we're fine, of course. That won't attack our explorer. Oh, hello, Kraken. Not sure where he came from. Let's get rid of him, though. Goodbye, Kraken. Okay, well, one of you got there first. Construct a Xeno well. As for you, go over there and get that connected up. Next turn. I just want to keep my eye on what's going on down here. Make sure that I can move into place at the right time. Oh, I've got another unit that needs orders. Of course I have. Explorer. Yeah, just keep working your way down here. Then on to the next turn. It's probably not going to be anything particularly exciting, but I'd prefer to get it myself if I can. Ah, now the tile has been left open. That's good for me. So you guys move on to there and just defend up. Now, is there an alien nest there now that I can't see, or is there one somewhere else? Because these aliens clearly all coming from somewhere. Janali, what are you going to do? Can't build that cloning plant yet, but you will be able to at some point. What would be worth having? Guess a nanopasture wouldn't be a bad idea. It would certainly help with growth. Though again, I do like the idea of having an ability to produce land units a bit more quickly and getting better city defences, because this is on a different continent and it is shared with one of our potential enemies. So he looks like he's building up a few units, not an amazing amount. Where's our capital? Our capital, I think, is building a wonder. Yeah, 7 turns left on that. And we've bumped into one of our neighbours. Now, do we take somewhere like Hayan and build this thing? Let's see if we can get it. You guys can just go back onto sentry duty, I think. On to the next turn. Actually massing up quite a decent amount of energy now. Haven't had to spend any for quite a while. Good on health. Culture could probably be a little bit better. And I'm sure science could. But we are getting there. Also, if we look at the quests now and the victories. Transcendence. Yeah, we just need nanorobotics. Is nanorobotics actually in our queue? Social dynamics. Why were we getting that? Because we wanted the health building, didn't we? Let's go for nanorobotics first. Then we'll go back into social dynamics and then this one. Let's get them in the order that they're going to be useful for our victory condition. You were going to build the surveillance web, so let's go ahead and do that. Let us continue with scientific building, so let's get the network. You guys just stay there and fortify. Got to try and find somewhere to land with this explorer now if we want any chance of seeing what's over there. Trade convoy. You were going to Ion previously. Guess you can carry on with that. No reason not to. Next turn. Keep your eye on these guys, of course. See, again, favors. They never offer energy. They never offer other resources. It's always favors. Which is fine, but you can't do anything with favours unless you ask for something back in return later on. And the downside is if you ever go to war with that nation, you lose all of those favours. So, did steal some tech. That's quite nice. You failed, so you're just going to keep trying to siphon energy. You were successful. Let's try and steal a tech if you can. Keep working our way around. Wow, not an awful lot we can do on that turn, is there? Okay, fine. Let's just go straight on to the next turn then. I could be trying to micromanage the tiles upon my new city. See, we've got some supremacy units there. We've got these cinders. That's like the supremacy... supremacy-specific melee land unit. Definitely some squabbles going on over here. Ah, somewhere to land. Good, good. Explorer. Yep, you're trying to work your way down here if you can. It'll take a while to get there, but we should be okay. Let's go ahead and get that work barge. You finish the titanium. Fine. Go ahead and actually get that xenomass because it's worth much more. Trade vessel. You were going to Janali. But you'd actually send more production to Bongani. Or you could go to Meier and get a lot of energy and science. Let us do this one. It's always worth switching the routes up every now and then. The only time it's usually worth keeping a route going is if you're trading with a station, because obviously stations evolve after every completed trade route, only up to a maximum of tier 3. But you might see a station and think, no, there's no point trading with that because the yields are pretty low. But once you've completed a couple of trade routes, it's usually quite profitable. Janali's completed that. Is it worth getting an ultrasonic fence here? Probably isn't, because I don't think there's any aliens around at all. Let us go ahead and get the Master Jester then for just +1 food. Is it worth getting the Xeno Sanctuary here for the +6 culture? It's probably better getting the clinic, isn't it? Plus, we don't need the health, but another +1 science. It all adds up. Let's land you guys. We can now have a look around and see what we've got up here. Oh, look at that. We've got another Kraken. Where are these things coming from? Awful lot of them. I think we're, what are these? A Triton short as well. I'm sure we had another one of these at some point. We probably lost it. Should probably build one next time. We do have the carrier, of course. We can always bring that over here and use it if need be. On to the next turn. That will be the last turn on this video, I think. There's that Cinder getting bombarded by the city again. Looks like a satellite's just gone up there as well. Not too sure what. We can see where it's landed, but we don't know what sort of satellite it is, because we don't have vision on it. You can actually shoot down enemy satellites with artillery, by the way. All of the artillery units have a special ability that allow them to target orbital units. You see, I really don't need to send any additional production to Bungardi now, because I can pretty much build most things here in a single turn. Alien Preserve would be quite good. It only costs me 1 energy per turn maintenance, but I get 1 energy back. So therefore it's technically free, and I get +1 science and +2 culture, so that's definitely worth having. Oh look, we have another Kraken. Well, you've got a veterancy, which is good. Let's take out Kraken 1 first. I'm going to move this boat up here, and we'll finish off this Kraken, but at least it now means we're both close enough to fire on that one on the next turn. And let's have a look around here and be nosy. See, look at that, 7 Xenomass not being used. Another alien nest down there. Wow. This would be a good place to settle a city. You're definitely going to get that Xeno well connected up. And I know I just hit next turn, but luckily we've got a unit that needs orders. So that is going to be a good place to end this video. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope you are still enjoying Civilization Beyond Earth. And I'll see you next time. Until then, goodbye for now.